It's not just that ads drive traffic, right? It's that ads are amplifying pricing power. Imagine you're Apple or Nike. If they increase the price of this Apple Watch by $1 or $2, I'm still going to buy the Apple Watch. But a lot of other ASINs on Amazon are more sensitive. So we have to understand that sensitivity. So the benefit of this is that, and this is really where it gets next level, is that when you raise a price with Prophecy, you're actually gaining more margin to reinvest that into PPC. Prophecy understands, and our thesis is that pricing touches all parts of the business. And so all parts of the business have to touch price. And so for most brands, they haven't even given pricing a seat at the table. What we're doing here is we're bridging worlds. Pricing affects your inventory, affects your PPC spend, and it becomes this data loop. And so to your point, when you actually harmonize and you put price and PPC together in the same operating language, in the same operating system, and you orchestrate it and harmonize it appropriately, you can boost profits significantly. So let's take a look at this example. This is a great example. Now, I'm from New York, and they say that if you can survive in New York, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. And it's the same thing with garlic presses, in my opinion. If you can survive with a massive amount of competition in the garlic press category. So I like to learn from this example. So while it's a tried example, I think it's a really good example to use. So if you look at what's happening in this screenshot, the average price for a garlic press in the organic listing is $11.72. Now, if you scroll up, the sponsored ads, they're charging $18.37. This is a 57% price gap. So what's going on here? It's not just that ads drive traffic, right? It's that ads are amplifying pricing power. So we talked about this when we first started the call together, is that imagine you're Apple or Nike. When you increase price, if they increase the price of this Apple Watch by $1 or $2, I'm still going to buy the Apple Watch. But a lot of other ASINs on Amazon are more sensitive. So we have to understand that sensitivity. And so when you increase price on a garlic press, for example, by $1, let's just say, demand drops. Naturally, demand does drop, but you can artificially pump in demand to that listing with sponsored product ads. And this only happens when your price is optimized. So the benefit of this is that, and this is really where it gets next level, is that when you raise a price with Prophecy, you're actually gaining more margin to reinvest that into PPC. Now, that might push your A costs up a bit, but your contribution profit skyrockets. So we know where pricing is going a week before. And so we can give it to your ad manager, we can give it to your ad agency. So we tell you which ASIN's price is changing, how to adjust for the bid or the budget on top performing keywords, and the expected A cost shift. And this is really how you get them speaking on the same language. Now, when you look at the results of this, I'd rather actually show you this table on prophecy.com. This table right here really is a case in point. Let's just say we hypothetically increase the price 20% and we increase your A costs 20%. We don't change anything else. We just change those two levers. Now, most agencies or ad managers would be like, oh my God, A costs has increased 20%. That's bad. But look at what happens here as you go line by line, right? We didn't change your cost of goods sold. The referral fee increased 20% because your price increased. So Amazon's take has thus increased 20%. The FBA fee hasn't changed. It stayed flat because your weight of the item didn't change. And so your gross profit before ad spend has increased 60%. Now, if we increase your ad spend to that same listing, 20%, look at what happens to the contribution profit. It actually doubles. And it's the heartbeat of your business. It's the one thing that these aggregators were not paying any attention to as they were trying to capture as much revenue as possible. So while your agency is saying, oh my God, A cost is deteriorating, my ROAS dropped, I'm less efficient, it's actually not true, because you're looking at these revenue metrics and you're not looking at your profit metrics that's driving decisions in the business. And so this is really the output of harmonizing both price and ads together to maximize your contribution profit dollars.
Hey, if you're enjoying this content, you're going to love the masterclasses that we host on a regular basis. We've got over 1,000 members in our private community, and over 400 of them are already doing over $1 million. We regularly host masterclasses with hundreds of students, and you can find out more below. Join us.
And so your increase of, is it usually in line with that? If you're increasing your price by 20%, you're expecting to increase your ad spend by 20%, or like is it similar to that?
You're going to increase price, but you're going to increase spend, but not commensurately, and you're going to do it for your top performing bids and keywords that you want to activate. In other words, you're not going to start bidding on keywords.
The specificity of those keywords matter, or like, are you talking about like, so which group of type of keywords? So we're talking about, and match types. So, are you talking about like the big brand specific, you're talking about a generic keyword for the niche, like a niche specific keyword. So like the garlic press versus the stainless garlic press versus the red stainless garlic press,
So you're going to go ahead and just your ad manager or us or whoever is running the campaigns are going to decide what bid or budget on top performing keywords, because again, you're only going to be focusing on keywords that are moving the needle in the business. Because if we're actually increasing the price, you need to increase spend, but not commensurately with price to maximize the profit gap that happens in the middle of that.
That makes sense.
So they're going to adjust CPC or shift budget. We're telling you what the price shifts are happening. And because most ad managers just focus on babysitting budget. They're just focusing on, okay, I'm gonna shuffle the deck of cards around. I'm gonna move money around from keyword to keyword without taking a holistic view of everything that's happening with ads and how pricing and ads work together.